Areola pigmentation is a 3D nipple tattoo. So for somebody who has obviously had breast augmentation, there's just something about missing that piece of your body that just kind of takes a little bit of your femininity away. And I'm not saying that from my standpoint, I'm saying that from the standpoint of the women who have told me this. Mm-hmm. So their confidence level is completely changed based on the fact that they don't feel like they look normal. And then all of a sudden you put that back and they feel like they have their normal body back again. And even though it's not the same as it was before, sometimes it's even better. So now it could be perfect, you know, instead of before. Maybe it wasn't exactly what they wanted. So, but it's, it definitely, it adds, you know, a zillion times confidence. I don't surgically put anything on, but sometimes the plastic surgeon is able to, or will choose to make something that looks nipple-like, so they'll kind of work with the skin to give something that has true dimension to it. Right. So they'll kind of make a fake nipple, which then, for me, all I now have to do is turn around and pigment that. Right. So that makes a really easy process of making it three-dimensional, but you still have to work with it to make the colors look natural. Not at all. Okay. Even if it's completely flat surface, you can still make the look of a 3D nipple just using colors.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. But you would definitely want to wait until you were really done with your reconstruction. So I've seen, you know, I have a personal friend who's gone through 6 reconstructive surgeries already. So obviously, had she done that somewhere in the middle of that process, would not have been a great idea, because now, if anything, would adjust height-wise or size-wise. Yeah. That's not going to be the answer. So the answer is when you're satisfied with your reconstruction and, you know, the doctor says it's a go. So when healing is at a point where it's okay for me to step in, right, then it's time. And then you can, that would be the last step in the process. So, you know, when you go through chemotherapy, most people are going to lose their hair. A lot of people are going to get their hair back. But there's also people who don't. So permanent makeup can create a three-dimensional, very realistic looking eyebrow, can create a darkened lash line. I can't put on eyelashes, but what I can do is I can darken the lash line to make the appearance of it still being there, so that you just don't feel like, you know, your eyes are sinking in. Everything can pop back out the way that it did before. For eyebrow hair stimulation or a tattooed eyebrow, it usually would take me maximum an hour and a half. So it's a process of a quick consultation, 20 minutes of time to numb, and then I get right to work. When it comes to areola, it's, I would say, a couple of hours max. It's not a huge process, but sometimes the process can take a little bit longer simply because it's a really emotional process. Yeah. And I won't say that it's not emotional for everybody, because I've cried through half of it myself. So it's just a really cool bonding experience between you and the client. You're actually doing something that really changes their day, changes their world even. Wow. So with this one, I guess it's about the one thing that maybe the breast cancer survivor becomes luckier when inside of these 4 walls than somebody else. They feel nothing typically because there's not a lot of feeling in the area. And that's going to be different for everybody, but whether they do or don't, I'm still going to numb the area just to make sure that, you know, I don't want anyone here to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. The experience for me is kind of mind-blowing. The very first time that I did it, I actually had to leave and take the rest of the day off. It was such a touching experience, and I love doing everything that I do. I love putting eyeliner on somebody just because they feel like having eyeliner on every day. They didn't need it, but they want it. That makes me thrilled. But when you do something for somebody that says, now for the first time, I'll take off my clothes in front of a mirror, and I haven't done that in 10 years, that's pretty life-changing, and that's really what I want to do. My whole goal is just to make people feel confident.
You rock.
Thank you.
So awesome.
I think that the easiest thing to do would be to have some kind of a conversation with the person first. Not like, hey, I'm about to give you this great surprise gift, but just, have you heard of it? What do you know about it? Is it something that you're interested in? It's a fairly large gift to give somebody if it's something that they don't necessarily necessarily want.
Right.
It's not for everybody. It's definitely not. But from the conversations that I've had, it sounds like, you know, so many people post-reconstruction are very interested in the idea.
Yeah.
But I would say just a little bit of a conversation with somebody just to make sure that that's the direction that they're headed. But if they are, I can't even imagine what a touching gift to give to somebody.
Right.